Hey guys, week 8 of 8 of the training diary. So let's do this thing. So guys, this past weekend I looked at a few other people's stats on Strava, and some people out there are doing crazy distances like 188 kilometers, even further than that the weekend before the race, and some guys are riding also quite big distances or far distances day after day after day before the race. And I've obviously taken a completely different approach to this because what I found is you build up quite a lot of fatigue, especially after a long race or a long training ride like that. It takes a couple of days to recover, and if you do a long distance like that, I'm not sure that you're actually going to recover enough for the actual race. But everybody's different, so I think that's what you should bear in mind. If your body's used to doing these long Ks and you can do it, and you've been doing it for years, carry on doing it. But in my experience is I need quite a lot of tapering after starting off with quite a high amount of kilometers stress, and then tapering down towards the race gives me the best results. But let's see how these guys shape. Let's see how I shape. So this week was also a tapering week. I was only going to actually ride once this week, but it didn't work out like that. I did a ride on Tuesday, outside ride, not an indoor ride like I normally do. Only 1 hour, 20 Ks, and an average of 81 heartbeats. So nothing very stressful there. On Wednesday, that was an indoor cycling ride, 1 hour and 28 Ks, average heart rate of 99 and zone 1 and 2. On Saturday, it came and equipment failure once again. Heart rate monitor wasn't working, and so I actually did the ride with no heart rate or any stats like that. It's actually the first time I've done a ride like this in a long time, and I must say it's quite refreshing to actually ride without stats. So in other words, you're not continually concentrating on stats and seeing what your heart doing, keeping it below this amount, just riding freely. I must say it was actually quite fun, and brought a lot of fun back into riding. I should actually do this more often, but I'm glad the heart rate monitor actually failed the weekend before the race and not on the actual day. I'm standing at the start line and then it didn't work. But luckily, easy fix. It was just a battery that needed to be replaced, and got that going. But obviously on the day, Saturday, you continue adjusting, wetting, trying to get the thing working, but there was no sign of that. I don't know why these heart rate monitors don't give you some sort of an indication or warning that the thing is going to go flat, but that's not the case. Went flat. Luckily I changed the battery the week before, and all good there. And that's where maintenance comes in, I guess. I also did the slime at the back here, and when I was testing for the slime at the back, I noticed that the back wheel wasn't spinning the way it normally does. I had to replace 2 bearings, so luckily that's also done. Nothing seizes on the actual ride itself, so I'm very happy that's also happened. And then the seat, I went back to Specialized. They gave me a warranty, another seat there, but I was very keen on getting a S-Works seat, but they didn't have any stock of that. I must say that that seat is a work of art. It virtually weighs nothing, and I've got a feeling in a couple of weeks time there's going to be a review of an S-Works saddle coming up, but at the moment I've just got the comp back on there, so I'm glad I could do that. And the beauty about those seats are, take the one off that's broken, put the other one in, and the feeling is exactly the same. So in other words, I don't have to break the seat in, it feels exactly the same as the other one, and I'm good to go again. So having a look at the week stats here, nothing too serious there. It was only 5 hours, as you can see, drastically reduced from the weeks before that, and 107 kilometers in total there. Having a look at the weather now for Friday, it's not looking that good. 50% chance of, not rain, thunderstorms, and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius. Now the minimum of 8 degrees Celsius is not that concerning, because I did the ride on Saturday was at 6 degrees Celsius when I started off, so it's not a problem. And 19 degrees is actually nice to cycle in. It's not too hot, so that's a bonus. But there is one issue with this race, and that is you've got one drop bag, and that is at the halfway point, so about 133 kilometers into the race. And I've estimated that we'll get there between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And at that point, you've got to put your lights on the bike, test the bike, or show them that the light works. You've got to take your stuff that you're going to ride or use to ride in the night. In other words, your jacket, your warm clothes. And this is 2 o'clock. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At 18 degrees, you've got to take all this warm clothing and then ride for another 4 to 6 hours before the sun sets, and then use the clothing. So that's a little bit troubling for me, and I haven't quite actually worked out what I'm going to do there. One of the solutions is possibly just to take one of those camelbacks, a small one, but not use the bladder, and then put a jacket and all my equipment or clothing in there. The other option is just to carry arm warmers and one of those jackets without the sleeves. I can use that. That's what I normally do on an early morning ride. And then if it gets cold, obviously just grin and bear it and push through. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do there yet, but I'll obviously let you know after the race what's going to happen there. So yes, pretty excited about the race. It starts on Friday. A little bit of nerves going there, but I'm sure it's going to be good. I will not release the next video obviously on the Saturday. It'll be shortly there afterwards. But I'm sure everything else is good. So at least all these failures happened before the actual race. The saddle, the bearing on the back wheel, luckily I detected that, and put some slime in the tires just to make sure everything is good to go, and made sure all my equipment's ready. So I think we're good to go. And guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.